Jeremiah was walking through the dark alleys of the city, the thick coat buttoned up to his chin and the hat deep on his brow to keep the moisture out of his bones. Somewhere close to him he heard the slipping footsteps of someone running. A cold stone formed in his guts. Yet he put on the Venetian mask and followed. Slow and steady he went after the man who was trying to get away. A frayed coat fluttered around the corner into the next alley. The sound of boots slipping on the muddy cobblestones echoed through the night, time upon time. Giving chase, Jeremiah pulled his gun and dashed around the corner. The other man underneath the red and blue porcelain mask stared at him for a moment before starting to run again. Pulling the trigger of his gun, Jeremiah caused the other man to fall. Blood started soaking the trousers around his lower leg. "Get up," came the harsh words, bare any compassion. The one on the ground didn't utter a word, but from the body language, Jeremiah knew the other man was grinding his teeth. Silence followed. Only the street lantern flickered a few times. Struggling but pushing on, the man got up. The gloves he wore, the gloves which were identical to Jeremiah's own, smeared with mud. Holstering his own gun, the man behind the black mask marked with white lines drew his sword. "I see. This is how you are going to do it," the other man said while throwing his sword as well, resignation marking his every word. It cut into Jeremiah's soul like claws of ice. "You know the rules," he only answered, afraid that his emotions might shine through if he spoke much more. "We are both from the same country. I'm from the same culture as you are. We share the same—" The words sounded desperately in the heavy night as the other man yelled. Jeremiah remained cold, having closed himself off from the world. He was numb to the emotional impact. "And if you were from another culture as me, and if you were my own flesh and blood, it would not change my decision. I have become justice." Despite his knowledge of the man on the ground, Jeremiah almost believed him to give up. The same steady footsteps sounded as he went to the wound to deliver the final blow. Yet right before he was looming over the blue-red masked man, the one on the ground jumped to his feet. Quick and precise blows rained down on Jeremiah, who defended himself with equal swiftness. The sound of clashing swords filled the night as a soft drizzle set in. A moment of inattention caused Jeremiah his head, which sauntered to the ground, hit by the blade. Seeing an opening in the opponent's defense, he struck at the other one's chest. His sword was deflected and hit the mask instead. Like in slow motion, the blue-red porcelain shattered on the ground. Two dark eyes stared at Jeremiah, blazing with defiance and with hate. Jeremiah himself felt a tear run down his face, but resisted the urge to wipe it away beneath the mask. "Have you no backbone, brother?" Jeremiah looked at the tousled black-brown hair, the dirty clothes, the trembling leg barely able to support the weight due to the wound. Finally, his heart called out at the sight of his friend in need, causing Jeremiah to let his guard down. "You don't know what you're asking of me. I would give you a quick death," he almost implored while resisting the urge to go closer. He wanted to give the younger man a hug, to say farewell in a proper way. A deep sadness crept into the other man's eyes, and he lowered his gaze. Reluctantly, he started limping towards Jeremiah, looking tired and weak. "Very well, then," he said, defeated. "But let me do it my way." Getting the hint, Jeremiah let go when his friend took the sword meant to kill him. The blade pointing downwards, he raised the weapon high, ready to pierce his own heart. Jeremiah closed his eyes solemnly and put on his hat. Amidst the movement of his arm, he suddenly felt a piercing pain in his own chest. All the air escaped his lungs at once as the blade buried itself in his own heart. The hand, too weak to hold the head, let it fall back to the ground. Lightheadedness took hold of him while his legs grew weak. He didn't even feel the impact or his knees on the cobblestones. His blurry vision only showed him the torn and bloody trousers of the man that was watching him die. Not a word reached Jeremiah's ears, not a mourn even, nothing. Echoing footsteps told him how his friend was already leaving him behind, whilst his own life seeped away. The false claims had been true. His friend had turned into a betrayer. He had turned into Jeremiah's executioner. Even as his life faded, he couldn't help but feel regret and pain.